alternate costume ideas number 2, Princess Zelda. Now, Princess Zelda, well, obviously she's the main character that the name is based off of for, the Legend of Zelda series. Now, what we're seeing so far in Smash Bros. 4 is basically a slightly enhanced Twilight Princess version of Zelda, which some people like, others not so much. And that's all fine and dandy, but with the right alternate costumes, everybody can like Zelda. You don't like Twilight Princess, play as something else. And I've come up with a few costumes of Zelda, alternate costumes for Zelda, which I think could be some fairly interesting choices. In the for Super Smash Bros. 4, which can kind of give people a slight variation if they want to play as a certain version of Zelda and don't really like Twilight Princess all that much, which, if you ask people, some people really don't. So basically, here's some ideas that I basically thought of for Zelda. The first one will obviously be the Hyrule Warrior Zelda, who is, Queen Zelda. She basically has the more blonde-haired classic look for the Zelda characters. And she has more armor on too, actually, because she's ready to fight. I just think this design is kind of cool, and it would kind of represent not really a specific Zelda game, because it's representing like a collaboration with Koei on like a Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors type game with Hyrule Warriors, and it would be kind of cool to represent something that's not full on Nintendo. And she does kind of have that design that, and a lot of people like this version of her, so I'm thinking that would be kind of a cool look for her. Another one I could think of would be the Skyward Sword Skyloft outfit. I see a lot of people wanting like Skyward Sword Zelda. They really like Skyward Sword Zelda, and she if they can make her work as a alternate costume to Zelda and Hyrule Warriors, they can make her work in Smash Brothers too. And people that say that this version of Zelda does not look the part to fight, she does kind of have that attitude, like that punky, tomboy attitude in the game. I could see her fighting. She basically uses the same stuff Zelda normally would use, magic. Ooh. Basically, a Zelda alternate, which would be kind of like the same kind of outfit, like the pink, dress with the braids in the hair and the little white jacket part and the boots and whatnot. Kind of cool. Another alternate I could see, which would kind of take us back to the days of Melee almost, would be Ocarina of Time 3D version, of Zelda, blonde hair, pink dress type of thing. So basically, for people who like that version of Zelda, I could see that as an interesting Zelda to take into account for like alternate costume for Zelda. The next one would basically be a reskinned version of Zelda to kind of appear like a Link to the Past Zelda, which height-wise might not work too much, but they can kind of work around that, I believe. Kind of has like almost the same hairstyle they eventually used almost on Skyward Sword a bit, not entirely, but a little bit. You see, the obvious pink and white dress that every Zelda basically has, and the little armbands and so on and so forth, and the little cape, which you could probably take that off if that wouldn't work with the model. But yeah, it kind of represents the classic Zelda, like one of the classic Zeldas, like from the Super Nintendo, one of the biggest Zeldas in the game's series too. In the last costume, I go back to Skyward Sword one more time, and not just the Skyloft outfit as an idea, but basically that white priestess white like robe that she basically wears in the later half of the game. I think that would be kind of a cool alternate costume too, like as a Skyward Sword Zelda in that white robe, which is kind of an interesting alternate costume too, because it's basically plain white, so it would be kind of standing out from all the little designs she normally has on her dress by having something a little more simplistic. And that's basically the alternate costume ideas I've come up with Zelda. Hope you guys liked this video. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you like these ideas? Would you like to see these ideas? Did I forget something that might be even another good idea? And I'll see you guys later in the next video. Peace.